right, so welcome to the next episode. It's time, guys. I went and I ate some Cheetos because that's my stress food. I went and I grabbed myself some Cheetos and I drank a Coke. I came back and now we're gonna do this thing. And I'm hoping it works out in our favor because this is not looking. Oh Christ! Oh hell. Okay. God, that made me jump. Alright, we're good. I think. Although I do need arrows, so anything that I missed with, I'm thinking it might be a good idea to pick up. Okay, I'm ready for ambushes this time. Oh yeah, there's one of those big ones. Ooh. Okay. Alright. Okay, so the Indian village has been unlocked. Oh, we've unlocked all destination. Oh, just on this map. Okay, is what they meant. Alright. Why would Indians have explosives? I guess they have explosives around. Dug up an impressive looking Indian headdress. Did we wear it? You know what? Scratch that. I wouldn't wear it in this situation. I'd be like, I'm gonna offend somebody. I'm about to die if I offend somebody. We don't need any more ghosts popping up out of the ground. Oh, they disappear when you walk up to them. That's sort of cray-cray. Alright. Maybe I should drink this. There we go. Get my health back. I should think pragmatically. There's nothing else in the light. How come there's some Indians like outside the village? Is it because they're stinky? I bet it's because they're stinky. That's what I would do if I had stinky people in my village. I'd put them outside. Only good smelling people can be inside my village. You gotta rub some like tree leaves on yourself or something. Give yourself a smoke bath. Which was a thing that Native Americans did. Smoke baths, kind of an interesting concept in fact. They teach you it in survival schools. Where if you're really kind of bothered by your own body odor, you can take a smoke bath. It doesn't make you feel a whole lot cleaner physically, but it does make you smell less. I mean, you smell more like smoke, I guess would be the stipulation that I would add. So we haven't found a bell or anything. We have found a bit of treasure. So I guess at this point, we probably want to go back to... Oh, I don't know. Fort Hope? That sounds alright. It said that we found a map of Fort Hope with Indian destinations, so maybe we can talk to somebody here in the village, and they'll be like, oh yeah, we went to like Massacre, then we had like a Pocahontas Disney situation going on. Where both sides were singing and they were somehow exuding clouds that were fighting each other. An impressive ability in and of itself. Or maybe that was just a metaphor. I don't know. I'm not an artistic person. I'm not sure. But what I'm saying is they were clearly singing so well that they were conjuring clouds that were fighting each other. And so I hope that, well, I don't know if they had the same situation here, but chances are they probably did. Something has happened. You reek of smoke and scorched hair and charred flesh. I found a woman burning in the blighted forest far to the west. I remember. She was weeping smoke from empty eyes as the flames consumed her, her flesh blackening and cracking from the heat. Clement Wright said you had an arrow pinned that an arrow pinned your cloak to a tree as you fled into the woods. I remember him calling Simon's name as we crept through the forbidden wilds. I turned and saw 3 soldiers coming towards us and knew my father had sent them to bring us back. I hissed at them to be silent lest they reveal us to the Indians. But then Simon asked them why they were carrying Indian weapons, and I realized they didn't come to bring us back. It was Clement's arrow that pinned my cloak to the tree. It was an arrow that wounded, or it was my arrow that wounded him. The others were all dead, so I left him there and went to find my sister. Is this Tabitha's arrowhead pendant? Yes, she wore it always, though she was careful to keep it hidden from our father, knowing he wouldn't approve. I found it near the burning woman. She wasn't burning when I found her. What happened? I remember staggering through the woods, faint from fear and grief, knowing she was near, for her sorrow had called to me. I remember I stumbled out and fell. I think I cried out, for the ground was strewn with dead birds. I looked around me and beheld the rotting carcasses of rabbits and deer and other beasts of the woods. And then I saw an Indian child and her mother clinging to each other in death. Beyond them were more corpses, their flesh blackened, their eyes clouded, their faces twisted in fear. I forced myself to walk on despite my horror, picking my way among the dead, choking on the stench of corruption. At last I saw a pillar ahead of me. Someone was bound to it, a woman, head lolled forward, her naked body stained with the blood that had spilled across her. I knew at once it was Tabitha. I stood before her, reeling from the ache of her despair and my own. I raised her face and saw that her throat had been cut open. I looked around at all the helpless creatures, beasts and men, drawn by the ache of her suffering and then drowned by it. I could feel the darkness spreading out from her, feeding up on hope as it swallowed up. I knew it would never stop, and it would only grow more ravenous. So I think what you're trying to say here is that you were upset. I think we could really sort of paraphrase this. I wept for a long time, and I began to gather branches and pile them at the base of the pillar. I said a prayer and lit a fire, feeding the clothing that had been stripped from her onto the flames. As the flames rose up and consumed her, my prayers became pleas, and her flesh blackened and cracked from the heat, and dark smoke streamed from her eyes. I begged her to find peace, and I begged her to let go of the torment before it consumed us all. And then I felt her anguish become anger. The ache of betrayal became the shrieking of scorn and vengeance. The trees withered, and all that her fury touched turned to cinders. Ah, so we have a Silent Hill situation here. We have a Silent Hill situation. Gotcha. Where a murdered individual's rage consumes the rest of the area and just kills everybody off. Well, I guess it's a little different than Silent Hill. This lady actually died, whereas the other one just got burned up. The dead things and the living that were burned away, those who had hurt her, those who had abandoned her, those who had loved her, all except me. I have a gift for you. It's the arrowhead that your sister wore as a pendant. And why are you giving it to me? To remind you of Tabitha's happiness? Oh, good, it worked. The bloody arrow that wounded Clement Wright. To remind you of your courage. It is a well-intended thought, though you might have rinsed it first. Just this scrap of cloth from your cloak. Why are you giving it to me? Maybe you can make something with it. Very well, then I shall keep it. This corn cob? It's already been gnawed clean. Why are you giving it to me? I thought seeing it might stir fond memories. I suppose the thought is well intended, but it seems I don't have any fond memories of gnawed corn cobs. This Indian headdress, why are you giving it to me? In case there's a chance to return it to the owner or its family. It's rather bulky to carry around, but I shall leave it here, and they can come and claim it if they so desire. Alright, well now what do we do? It said that new things were going to be marked on my map, and I'm not seeing new things marked on the map. There's nothing here. Clement Wright attacked Allison and Simon Holt. I knew at once they had gone into the Forbidden Wilds, even though I forbade it, hence the Forbidden. I sent those men to make sure they didn't return, for I feared what they might bring back with them. And what did you fear they would bring back? The doom of our colony. Allison found Tabitha in the Forbidden Wilds. When Tabitha vanished, I rode into the woods to search for her. I found her on her way to their village. It didn't take long to get the truth from her. She was tied naked to a post. I stripped away her clothing so that the swell of her belly might be clearly observed. A child sewed by a savage she gave herself to willingly. You cut her throat? Yes, so that shame she brought upon me might be ended. I left her there so that the tribe would know. We would sooner kill our women than let them be touched by savages, even our own daughters. Wow, man. It's pretty dark. Okay, so do we talk to her again? I was frightened to move here, but I found I was happier here than Fort St. George, for a while at least. Your father sent Clement Wright to kill you and Simon. But why? Why would my father do such a thing? He claims you feared you would bring back the doom of the colony. Then perhaps he was right. Perhaps I did. What if this is all my fault? Your father killed Tabitha. I feared you would say that. I think I already knew. I felt her dying. So much pain and so much fear. But she was so desperate to live. She was pregnant. Oh, God. But how can that be? She never told me. I suppose that's why she was crying. She didn't think I could understand. So she ran away knowing she couldn't stay here. That must be why Father was so angry, why he couldn't bring her home. He must have claimed Mother. He must have told himself that it was her fault, that he had to kill Tabitha. But what about Tabitha? I believe her torment is feeding off the fear and anguish of those who remain here. Freeing the wraiths you have met may help to quell her wrath. Is there some way you can convince them to let go of that which keeps them here? You must try. If you choose to go to her without releasing them, I expect you will find it a harder task to reason with her. Okay. So now what do we do? Just talk to all the wraiths? You must not remain here any longer. I wish Philippa had come with me, with the truth when there was still time to save Tabitha. I wish I could look up from my desk and see my daughters in the doorway, both of them the good girls that they once were, loyal and dutiful to their father, not led by the weakness or selfishness into folly and betrayal. I wish there had been no cause to punish them. You destroyed your family to protect your pride, yet it was for naught, for you will be remembered as a cowardly murderer. Let your savagery curse you to torment. James Markley has been condemned to torment. Oh, so I get to choose what happens to them? Interesting. Well, I'm kind of a vengeful person, so I don't think this is going to work out for anybody. I believe crime serve for crime due. Oswin Ford, you must not remain here any longer. I wish that Roger Emery had picked a different man to torment with his insults and scorn, or that they had not stung me so keenly. Anything so that Isabel never had cause to pick up her father's blade and come for me. Wishing won't change what has already come to pass. Release your guilt and resentment that bind you here and be at peace. It's not his fault. They tormented him, and so he fought back. I respect that. I respect someone that fights back when somebody comes after him, so he can be at peace. Oswin Ford is at peace. Do we have to go to all the places on the world map, I guess? Outlying settlement, then? Were there any ghosts here? I don't remember. I don't think that there were. Maybe they were in the little corner place. We'll find out in just a second. I warn you, many load screens come. Anything? Loading screen? Huh? You want to finish? I bet you want to finish. Come on. I believe in you. You can do it, little red arrow. There we go. My hero. Where was the bell on this map? I don't even remember where the bell was. I am not... Ooh, diggy pile. 200 coins. Lovely. I don't think the bell was here. I think the bell was at the other settlement. Let's try it. Oh, it was. That's right. I remember now. Oh, good. I'm being attacked by things as I zone in. Oh, that was so close. Well, a marksman I am not. I think we've proved that. A silver fork. For those that like to dine classily while living in the wilderness. Oh, there's another one running around. Oh, there's two. Overshot, headshot. There we go. I'm making up for it. At least I'm trying to. Trying to make up for the fact that I'm utterly inept at defending myself. So who was over here? I don't really recall. However, I am going to refill my arrows since I'm not really too keen on running around over there trying to find them, and we've got nothing else to spend the money on now anyways. Ah, much better. Diggy pile? Ooh, diggy pile. Hello, diggy pile. A duelist's pistol. What? Yeah, buddy. Let's find out. A duelist pistol, 150 damage. Oh wow, that thing is banging. And I don't just mean because it shoots gunpowder related objects. I mean, does it look different? No, it looks the same. See, what they needed to have was a like one of those Napoleon guns with multiple barrels. That's what the secret gun should have been. Like the gun with 3 barrels or 4 barrels, so you could be like, bam, 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 bam. Yeah. They should afford you that right later on in the game. So who was here? Ah, yes. You must not remain here any longer. I wish I'd had the courage to kill Jeffrey Hunt after the first time I saw him hurt Catherine. I wish I could watch him writhing on the ground, grasping at the stone knife in the base of his neck, his eyes wide with disbelief and fear, both of us knowing he would never hurt her again. Be at peace, whatever. They killed your sister first, I don't know. I'm not going to try and justify any of this. I'm making my decisions arbitrarily based on whether I feel sorry for you or not. I mean, if you're running around just being a murder-happy psycho, I'm probably going to condemn you to death forever. But if you were just like getting revenge or something, like I said, I'm a person that I can understand the desire for revenge because I am a naturally angry person who feels slighted when bad things happen. So let's go to the world map. Fort St. George. Obviously, we're going to have a bunch of people to talk to here, so let's get that underway. Although we got ambushed the last time we were here, so I'm a little bit nervous about that. Zoning in here might not have been the best idea. We may have wanted to give this one a wide berth, just in case they tried to hit us with like another 500 Spanish soldiers the second we came in. I do wish they explored why the Spanish... maybe it was budget constraints, but the Spanish were used as antagonists in this game, but simultaneously, they never were given any personage. They were never given any personality, which I feel was kind of a major mistake. They should have gone back through and maybe had at least 1 or 2 maps that focused entirely on rusty iron shackles. Okay. Woohoo, we got an achievement. I love them Chivos. I know there was other diggy holes over here, and if I can get better guns and stuff, I'm going to try. 200 coins. I'm not going to run all over the place on like the outside of the map trying to find this stuff, but I mean, if there are diggy holes around, I am going to go after them. Like inside city limits, maybe? Okay, let's ring the bell. Ding, ding. Alright, murderers. Time to talk. You must not remain here any longer. I wish I could see Emma through the congregation. Oh, it was the thief. Okay, I'm okay with that. Must not remain here any longer. I wish I could see Emma through the congregation in front of my church. I want our eyes to meet and for us to smile at each other. No shouting or chanting or screams. I even wish I could see her heavy with child, because any infant would be a gift in this place. A joy would be a blessing. Well, it seems like she wants forgiveness, so be at peace. You must not remain here any longer. I wish I could call to my wife and see her waving to me, but this time the horse doesn't scream or rear up, and Winifred is still beaming when I reach her. This time, even if Emma is there at the fence, there's no blood on her hands. Our hands are all clean. Well, wish for forgiveness. Alright, forgiveness you can have. I'll try and be benevolent with forgiving people who see that they did something wrong. But for the people like the father who just murdered and then was like, I wish they were better people. Nah, forget everything about that. You need to admit that you did something wrong. You can't just be like, I wish they were better so that I didn't have to kill them. I'd be like, wow, you were a shitty human being. Eternal torment for you. To the sentry post. I'm going to try and release everybody in any of the major cities, and then we'll go back. We'll see if we can deal with this. We may have to leave the boss fight for the next episode, because we do have about, we got 4 or 5 minutes left, but I don't think we're going to get every single village in with load times before we get back there. Ring this one right here. This had the guy that like raped and murdered the Indian. You must not remain here any longer. I wish I could meet that girl in the woods again, only this time we just pass her by. If she stares at me, it's curiosity and not because I hurt her. And I wish I could look up from my whittling and see the captain coming through the gate with his arms full of firewood. God, it is so hard for me to forgive this guy. I don't know if you get that feeling right now, but his crimes are just so ridiculously heinous. He deserves to suffer. He really does. He deserves to suffer, but like deep down, you try to channel that inner Gandhi. I mean, he didn't say he was sorry. He just said that he wished things were different. I guess nobody has said they were sorry, though. Every single person here has just said that they wish things were different. No person here has yet said that they were sorry about their actions. I don't know. His crimes are just so awful. Yeah, I'm gonna go with the bad option. You callously shattered a girl's innocence and caused her life to be cut short, then doomed a man to terror and death for a blunder he greatly regretted. Let your savagery curse you to torment. Get out of here. I don't know. It's not like right or wrong decisions. Like, you should be forgiving in life, but I'm human like anybody else. Hey, I'm human like anybody else. I have a severe problem forgiving and forgetting, especially when your crimes are such a just ridiculously awful, abominable level. It's just like, really? Like, can anybody ever truly forgive you? Because, frankly, I don't think you ever come back from something like that. And he didn't say he was sorry. He said he wished it never happened. I don't think that's the same thing, in all honesty. There was nobody at the Lone Tower from what I remember, or the Hilltop Camp. Was there somebody at Hilltop Camp? Let's check. Was this him? You must not remain here any longer. I wish that girl had run away at the sight of us, that she had known to fear dogs such as us. I wish she was safe with her family. Well, he was in on the raping, as I recall. I don't really remember. I'm pretty sure he was in on it. But him calling himself a dog, I don't know. I'm trying to whatever, be at peace. I'm trying to over-rationalize some of this stuff. I should probably send him to be tormented as well, but I don't know. I feel like that makes me just as bad of a person. Sending people off to be tortured, etc. Why is it flagging something? Oh, that's right. There was somebody standing off in the middle of... Wasn't there somebody... I bet you can clear every single person on the map. I don't know if we should, though. Like, it seems like I'm just kind of extending the gameplay out longer than it needs to go by doing this. Oh, there was somebody at Lone Tower. Okay, I didn't realize there was somebody at Lone Tower. Well, damn then. Ooh, also this. A guardsman's crossbow. Ow. Ow. Doesn't matter. We're going to a water barrel soon. Or was this the guy that got killed on X? Damn, I probably sent... Was this the guy that didn't do anything wrong? You must not remain here any longer. I wish I could look across the yard and see all the men gathered around their fires, joking or arguing or sulking, but alive. If only I had chosen their lives over pride and honor. Well, be at peace. Okay, nothing else in the darkness. Go to the world map, and we'll go back to Fort Henry. See if we can track everybody down here. I probably missed a couple. There are a lot of people who are like out in the middle of the woods and stuff like that. I don't know if I should actually chase them down or not. It seems like it'd be the good thing to do, but frankly, I really do feel like I'm extending the series out too far at this point. Just kind of artificially inflating it all. Maybe we'll do them all in the next episode, and then we'll also do the final boss in the next episode. Maybe that's what I'll do. My name is Splattercat. Thank you for joining me here in the Nerd Castle for another episode of Betrayer. Take care out there, everybody. And as always, hi, dude. Thank you for joining me in Black Powder Games. Lovely little thingy. And I hope you decide to join me next time. Take care out there, everybody. Bye. Oh, God.